Elon Musk's SpaceX has carried out a successful test flight.
No, right now. Nothing.
I'll say go for launch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
June 28, 1971, Pretoria, South Africa. A baby boy is born to May Haldeman, a Canadian-born model and dietitian, and Elon Musk, an electromechanical engineer. They name him Elon Reeve Musk. Young Elon is different from other children. While kids his age play outside, Elon's head is buried in books. He reads everything: science fiction, encyclopedias, comics. By age 10, he's read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. But being different comes at a price. At school, Elon is relentlessly bullied. He's small, awkward, quiet, an easy target. The bullying is brutal. In one horrific incident, older boys throw him down a flight of concrete stairs and beat him so severely he's hospitalized. When he's discharged, his father berates him instead of comforting him. Elon's childhood is marked by violence and loneliness. His parents divorced when he's 9. He lives with his mother initially, then moves in with his father, a decision he'll later call not a good idea. Years later, Musk will describe his father as emotionally abusive. The relationship scars him deeply. But through the pain, Elon finds escape. Computers. Computer sounds. 1980s video game graphics. At age 10, he gets his first computer, a Commodore VQ-20. He teaches himself to code. At 12, he creates and sells his first video game, Blastar, for $500. The boy who couldn't defend himself in the schoolyard is building entire worlds in code. By 15, he survived a growth spurt and learned karate and judo. The bullying stops, but the damage remains. "I had a terrible upbringing," Musk will say decades later. "It was like misery, but that misery is forging something unbreakable, a will to prove everyone wrong." At 17, Elon makes a decision that will change his life. He leaves South Africa. He wants to avoid mandatory military service under apartheid. But more than that, he wants opportunity, the kind you find in America. There's just one problem. Getting to America isn't easy. So Musk takes a clever detour. His mother was born in Canada, making him eligible for Canadian citizenship. In 1989, with little money and a backpack full of dreams, Elon Musk arrives in Canada alone. He crashes with relatives, works odd jobs, shoveling grain bins, chopping logs, cleaning out boiler rooms. Whatever it takes to survive. In 1990, he enrolls at Queen's University in Ontario. He studies hard, makes friends, discovers a talent for economics and physics. But Musk has his eyes on something bigger: the United States. After 2 years at Queen's, he transfers to the University of Pennsylvania on a scholarship. He earns not one but 2 bachelor's degrees, one in physics, one in economics from the prestigious Wharton School. Musk graduates in 1997 with about $100,000 in student debt. Most graduates would find a safe corporate job. Elon Musk has other plans. 1995. Silicon Valley is exploding. The internet is changing everything. Opportunity is everywhere. Musk gets accepted to Stanford University for a PhD in energy physics. It's prestigious. It's safe. It's the smart choice. He drops out after 2 days. "I could either watch the internet happen," he'll say, "or be part of it." Along with his younger brother Kimball, Elon founds Zip2, a company that provides online city guides and maps for newspapers. Think Google Maps meets Yelp, but in 1995. They work insane hours. The brothers literally sleep at the office. They can't afford an apartment. They shower at the local YMCA. 4 years later, their gamble pays off. Compaq buys Zip2 for $307 million. At age 28, Elon Musk walks away with $22 million. Most people would retire, buy a mansion, live the good life. Musk takes nearly all of it and starts his next company, X.com. Sound of old dial-up internet. X.com is Musk's vision for the future of banking. Online financial services when most people still use checkbooks. It's ambitious, it's risky. In 2000, X.com merges with a competitor called Confinity, which has a product called PayPal. The merger is rocky, there's infighting. Eventually, Musk is ousted as CEO, but the company thrives. In 2002, eBay buys PayPal for $1.5 billion. Musk, the largest shareholder, makes $180 million. He's 31 years old. He's made more money than most people see in 10 lifetimes. Now comes the crazy part. Most tech millionaires would invest in safe bets, real estate, stocks, maybe a sports team. Elon Musk decides to build rockets. In 2002, he founds Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, SpaceX. His goal? Make humanity a multiplanetary species by colonizing Mars. People think he's insane. NASA has spent decades and billions on space exploration. What can one guy with internet money possibly accomplish? Musk doesn't care what people think. He invests $100 million of his own money, more than half his fortune, into SpaceX. The early years are brutal. SpaceX builds its first rocket, Falcon 1. March 2006, first launch. The rocket fails 33 seconds into flight. March 2007, second launch. Failure. August 2008, third launch. Failure. Each failure costs millions. Musk is burning through cash. SpaceX is running out of money. The company is weeks away from bankruptcy. Musk has one rocket left, one final shot. September 28, 2008. Dramatic pause. The fourth Falcon 1 launches from a remote island in the Pacific. This time, it works. The rocket reaches orbit, the first privately developed liquid fuel rocket to ever do so. SpaceX is saved, barely. But Musk's nightmare isn't over, because at the exact same time, his other company is collapsing. While building SpaceX, Musk has been pouring money into another impossible dream: electric cars. In 2004, he invests in a small startup called Tesla Motors. He's not the founder, that's Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, but Musk leads the first funding round and becomes chairman. Eventually, he'll become CEO and face off with the founders in a messy legal battle over who can call themselves founder. Tesla's first car, the Roadster, launches in 2008. It's electric, it's fast, it's beautiful, but the company is hemorrhaging money. Then the 2008 financial crisis hits. Both SpaceX and Tesla are on the verge of collapse. Musk is going through an expensive divorce from his first wife, Justine Wilson, with whom he has 5 living children. Their first son tragically died of SIDS at 10 weeks old. Musk faces an impossible choice. Which company does he save? He chooses both. He takes his last $40 million and splits it between SpaceX and Tesla, investing everything, literally everything, he has left. It works. NASA awards SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to supply the International Space Station. Tesla secures a Department of Energy loan. Both companies survive. Shift to 2017 to 2018. Intense music. Fast forward to 2017. Tesla is attempting to mass-produce the Model 3, an affordable electric car for everyone. Musk promises to build 5,000 cars per week. It's a disaster. Production lines break down. Robots don't work. Suppliers fall behind. Musk calls it production hell. He moves into the Tesla factory. He sleeps on the floor in a sleeping bag. He works 120-hour weeks. He takes Ambien to sleep, drinks too much caffeine, loses weight. In April 2018, he tweets, "I'm back to sleeping at factory. Car biz is hell." The stress nearly breaks him. In a tearful interview with the New York Times, he admits, "This past year has been the most difficult and painful year of my career. It was excruciating." But Musk refuses to quit. By mid-2018, Tesla hits its production goals. The Model 3 becomes the best-selling electric car in history. Against all odds, Tesla survives. Success makes Elon Musk one of the most famous people on Earth, but fame brings scrutiny and controversy. August 7, 2018, Musk tweets, "Am considering taking Tesla private at $420. Funding secured." The tweet sends Tesla's stock soaring. There's just one problem. The funding isn't actually secured. The Securities and Exchange Commission sues Musk for fraud. He settles, paying a $20 million fine, stepping down as Tesla's chairman, and agreeing to have his tweets pre-approved. Musk ignores the last part. He continues tweeting whatever he wants about stocks, about crypto, about everything. His tweets move markets, start controversies, and get him in constant trouble. In 2018, he calls a British cave rescuer a pedo guy in a tweet, leading to a defamation lawsuit, which Musk eventually wins. His personal life becomes tabloid fodder. After divorcing Justine, he marries and divorces actress Tallulah Riley twice. He dates actress Amber Heard briefly. Then he begins a relationship with Canadian musician Grimes, with whom he has 3 children, including a son named XAAZ, pronounced Xasha12. Musk now has at least 14 children with 4 women. His work style becomes legendary and concerning. Former employees describe grueling conditions, mass firings via email, and Musk's tendency to fire anyone who disagrees with him. But his supporters see a visionary who demands excellence and won't accept excuses. The question everyone asks, is Elon Musk a genius or a madman? Maybe he's both. By the 2020s, Musk isn't just running SpaceX and Tesla. He's building an empire. SpaceX revolutionizes space travel with reusable rockets. In 2020, it becomes the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station. The company is now valued at over $200 billion. Tesla dominates the electric vehicle market. Its market cap surpasses $1 trillion, making it more valuable than most traditional car companies combined. But Musk isn't satisfied. He launches more companies. Neuralink, 2016, developing brain-computer interfaces to help paralyze people and eventually merge humans with AI. In 2024, Neuralink successfully implants its first chip in a human brain. The Boring Company, 2016, building underground tunnels to solve traffic congestion. It completes a loop system in Las Vegas, though the Hyperloop dream remains unrealized. X, formerly Twitter. In October 2022, Musk buys Twitter for $44 billion, the largest leveraged buyout in history. He immediately fires half the staff, rebrands it to X, and transforms it into his vision of an everything app. The acquisition is controversial, with many calling it reckless, but Musk doesn't care. By late 2024, Elon Musk's net worth exceeds $400 billion, making him the wealthiest person in human history. But all of this, the money, the companies, the fame, is just a means to an end. Elon Musk has one ultimate goal: make humanity a multi-planetary species. Life cannot just be about solving one miserable problem after another, he says. We need things that inspire us, that make us glad to be alive. For Musk, that inspiration is Mars. SpaceX is developing Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built. It's designed to carry 100 people to Mars, establish a self-sustaining colony, and ensure humanity's survival if Earth becomes uninhabitable. Musk predicts the first humans will land on Mars in the 2030s. Critics say it's impossible. They said the same thing about reusable rockets. When something is important enough, Musk says, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. So who is Elon Musk? He's the bullied kid who taught himself to code, the immigrant who arrived with nothing and built everything, the entrepreneur who risked his entire fortune twice and won. He's controversial, he's difficult, he's polarizing, he fires people on a whim, he tweets recklessly, he makes promises he can't always keep. But he's also the man who made electric cars mainstream, who proved private space travel is possible, who refuses to accept that anything is impossible. Love him or hate him, Elon Musk is rewriting the rules of what one person can achieve. And perhaps most importantly, he's forcing us to think bigger, to look up at the stars and ask, what if? Because in Elon Musk's world, the answer is always, why not?
T-minus 20 seconds.
Stage 2 tanks pressing for flight. Flight computer has control of the vehicle.
5, 4, 3,